Hi, everybody. So this is Danny from the DMV Music Alliance, and we are here with Rachel Burns, who is a very dynamic local singer-songwriter in the DMV, a spokesperson for women in music, a cancer survivor, mom, a label owner, and probably a whole bunch of other things that she's going to talk to us about. So thank you for joining us and welcome.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us, first of all, how you got your start in music and what is it about music and songwriting that just motivates you to do everything that you do?
Yeah, so I was raised in a musical family, so I started singing from a very early age, and it was almost required of us when we were little to play music. So thankfully, I loved it, and I loved being a singer and the way singing felt, the phonation in my body, and creating sounds in my body, and singing on top of a band was always something I've always wanted to do. And when I started doing it, I just loved it. And, yeah, and just making that impact and seeing people laugh and dance and smile and making people, enjoy their evening is really the motivation for me.
Awesome. And so when did you start singing?
I started singing when I was very little. I have recordings as far back when I was 3, and, I recorded, my first song with my father, when I was 5, and I sang all through my life from there on. I just loved it.
And what kind of musician was your dad?
He was a jazz and classical guitarist, and he, originally was a rockabilly guitarist in DC, um, and, uh, and he taught many guitarists in the DMV.
Great. And then you went from that to being classically trained. Do you want to tell us a little bit
Yes.
about that and
Um,
your
yeah,
journey?
I went to New England Conservatory of Music, and I studied opera there. I got my degree in vocal performance and opera, and then after that, I was out in Boston, and I became, enamored with the jazz community, and so I sang jazz in Boston with people for many years. I ran a jazz jam in Boston and had a great time performing there for about 10 years, and then I moved to DC with my husband to start a family. And in DC, I played in blues bands and cover bands and I sang all types of music. And then about 5 years ago, I started songwriting.
Mhm. And so now you use your music to heal people in a few different ways. So please tell us about that.
Yeah, so my first EP I released in October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month because I'm a breast cancer stage 3 breast cancer survivor, and, I'm 10 years out from diagnosis, and so to give back to the breast cancer community and my fans, I decided to, produce a breast cancer EP of songs that, helped me or, and gave me encouragement and hope when I was going through treatment, and that was called Living My Breast Life, and has some of my funny satire songs on there too. And then this March, I'm a big activist and protester for women's rights, and so this March I'm releasing another EP for women called "What a Nasty Woman," and it's my feminist satire music, which is my favorite, and I can't wait to share that with everybody. I've been keeping it tight under wraps, but I can't wait to have it out in the world and make people laugh and cry and all those great things and make an impact in the world.
Great. Awesome. What do you think has been the biggest challenge for you in your musical journey?
Number one, self-doubt.
Mhm.
As a woman, um, especially in the late 90s and early 2000s, it was kind of, you had to be in a box, you had to look a certain way, you had to sing a certain way, you had to act a certain way. Everyone wanted to put you in a box. And I really internalized that. And I never was in a box. I never was going to be, and I never will be in a box. I'm genreless, and I kind of cross genre, and I have a lot of different interests, wide interest in music. So I just sort of made my own box, but really getting over that self doubt of what do you think you're doing, and who do you think you are, and all of those things that women have to tackle so much in this male dominated industry. I finally said, screw it. I'm just going to do it and be me and be loud and proud and brassy and sassy. And I'm going to get out there and just do my thing and shake my middle aged tushy. So,
Oh, if we could all be like that.
enough of my self doubt.
Yeah.
Life is short. And when I got breast cancer, I promised myself and my kids and my dad that if I ever, survived it and got through it and got to a point where I could go back out there, because I was gigging a lot before breast cancer, that I would really make an impact and really do it the right way when I got better. And here I am.
What advice would you give to other artists, whether it be female artists or anybody who is trying to pursue music and maybe having a difficult time doing that?
I would say take small steps. You know, don't make a big, grandiose plan. I'm going to be famous. I never want to be famous, but some people are like, well, I'm going to be famous, and I really think keep your ego in check, be humble, help others, and take small steps. Don't think that you're going to shoot off into the stars right away. Do the work. And also, the more you gig, the more you get out there, the more you fail, the better you are at getting back up. That's a big thing for me. The more I fail, it's more of a challenge to get back up and do it again. So don't give up if you hit a block. Just get out there and do it again.
That's probably some of the best advice I've heard a musician give, honestly. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's great, great advice because, it can be very overwhelming with everything that, it takes to try and tackle a musical career. So, what has been the most rewarding part of your musical journey?
Songwriting.
Mhm.
That really came about 5 years ago to me after my father died. I was really, and with the political climate as it was, I really went to my piano and took solace in playing. And it just sort of poured out of me. And it really made sense all of a sudden. I was an interpreter for so many years. And I just love songwriting and being in the flow and flicking off that switch and being in that space of the ethereal and downloading. So that's really my biggest success.
Great. And so you mentioned an EP that's coming out, but you also have something coming out on February 10th, and you're also working on a label. Talk to us. What are all of these things that you're working on?
Yeah, so I'm putting out a single February 10th, All Shook
Mhm.
Up. It's my woman's take on Elvis's All Shook Up. I'm letting my feminist roar come out finally, and bringing my sexy back, and allowing myself to be that for one song, and and so that's really exciting. My dad loved Elvis,
Mhm.
and he died 5 years ago, so I just wanted to give homage to him, and I thought, bring it on. So
Mhm.
that's what. And then What a Nasty Woman is coming out in March for Women's History Month, and that will have 6 more songs of great feminist satire.
Great. And then, and there's so many different pieces to being a musician here. What are some things that you need help with and that the music community can help you with?
I would love help with booking gigs and just making a network of other artists, and I would love to be an opening act for artists, and I would love to just meet more people and make more connections, and just uplift, especially women in the industry, uplift other women, and be a cheerleader for other people as well. So that's it. That's really what I would love to do.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much for your time. Tell us where we can follow you.
My social media handle is Rachel Burns Music, Rachel
Mhm.
Burns Music, and that's my website, Instagram, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes, etc.
Thank you, Rachel, for joining us. And we will post links and good luck with everything. We can't wait to hear what you put out.
Thank you so much, Danny, and thank you, DMV Alliance, for everything you're doing for the community.